after a great win, I'm not all that good, and after a bad loss, I'm not all that bad.
Here is the rewritten version. The chairs were still warm. Section after section across the Hard Rock Stadium courts. The same seats that days earlier had been draped in Philippine flags, packed with fans who had flown thousands of miles and were not quiet about it, now sat unclaimed in the Florida afternoon. March 24th, 2026. Alexandra Eala had exited the 2026 Miami Open, and the atmosphere had exited with her. What she posted within 48 hours of that defeat, a 6-0, 6-2 loss, turned the result into the most clarifying proof of the Eala effect yet. What Miami looked like with her in it. Eala arrived in Miami as the defending semi-finalist, a seeded player carrying real expectations and a record at this specific tournament that the draw genuinely respected. She moved through her first 2 rounds with controlled authority. A win over Laura Siegemund, then a composed 6-3, 7-6 dismissal of Magda Linette. Both matches played inside an atmosphere that was, in visual and audio terms, unmistakably different from anything happening on adjacent courts. The stands during her sessions did not feel like neutral ground. They felt like somewhere specific. Then came the round of 16. Then came Karolina Muchova. The scoreline read 6-0, 6-2. Muchova was clinical. Eala could not find her footing. A Miami run that had carried genuine momentum ended on a Tuesday afternoon. The tournament moved forward. And that is when the commentary started. Fans who had been inside those stands, who had tracked the energy of every Eala match from the first round, began documenting what they observed after her exit. More empty seats, quieter grounds, a measurable drop in the atmosphere that had defined the opening week. Cebu Daily News and Filipino fan accounts across social media named it plainly. Something had departed when she departed. No official statement from the Miami Open or the WTA addressed attendance figures. None was required. The footage, the before and after visual contrast, and the commentary across multiple platforms stood without institutional confirmation. This was not the first time. What gave this observation real weight was that it was not new. 3 weeks earlier at Indian Wells, the exact same sequence had played out with the same precision. Eala in the draw, crowds building to a distinct energy. Eala eliminated, grounds thinning, with fan coverage and YouTube documentation noting reportedly nearly 58,000 fans absent from subsequent sessions after her knockout. Miami had not invented the Eala effect. Miami had confirmed it was not going away. The pattern running from Indian Wells through Miami now compresses into an unmistakable sequence. Indian Wells 2026, Eala on court, stands packed, Filipino presence loud and thoroughly documented. Eala eliminated, fan coverage floods immediately, atmosphere confirmed thinned. Miami 2026, Siegemund match, full stands. Linette match, 6-3, 7-6, same density and same noise. Round of 16 against Muchova, 6-0, 6-2 loss. Following sessions visibly thinner across the grounds. 2 premier American hard court events. 45 days apart. Same departure. Same documented aftermath. The Eala effect is not a claim built on a single data point. It is a repeating sequence with 2 major tournaments serving as its evidence base. What tournament operations teams are seeing? Consider the position of a tournament operations team watching session energy shift the moment a specific player exits the draw. You review the footage. You track the grounds through the afternoon. You read fan commentary arriving across 3 or 4 languages simultaneously. And you reach the same conclusion the fans in those stands had already reached within hours of her exit. One player had been generating a disproportionate share of the atmosphere. Her absence was immediate, visible, and independently documented. The supporters who arrived at that conclusion before any operations team compiled it deserved to have what they built named directly. The fans who purchased flights before the draw was even published, who turned South Florida courts into something that felt specific to one community and impossible to ignore, they did not simply create noise. They created proof. The Eala effect is theirs. They constructed it match by match, section by section. And every empty chair after March 24th was a record of what they had built long before Miami sessions began. What she posted, then Eala posted. Within 48 hours of a 6-0, 6-2 defeat, the kind of result that pushes players toward guarded, minimal press responses, she went directly to social media. Not about the loss. Not about Machova. About Miami. I can confirm Miami is still the best. I'll always have a special place in my heart for this tournament. That sentence does not belong to a player performing gratitude for an audience. It belongs to someone who genuinely felt what those stands gave her and sent it back in the same register it arrived. The effect runs in both directions. That post is its clearest evidence yet. She had also addressed the defeat itself with a precision that took no shortcuts. In her post-match comment, she said, "I'm still really happy about this week. After a great win, I'm not all that good. And after a bad loss, I'm not all that bad. I have to look at it very objectively." The scoreline was real. So was everything that followed it. Paul Annacone's diagnosis. Paul Annacone has spent 30 years inside professional tennis at its highest operating level. He coached Pete Sampras through the final chapter of his Grand Slam era and worked alongside Roger Federer's team during a period when every competitive decision Federer made was scrutinized by the entire sport. He built his credibility not by winning tournaments himself, but by identifying the qualities that allow others to, and by recognizing the difference between a player who is technically excellent and one who genuinely moves a room. Earlier in the 2026 season, Annacone offered an observation about Eala that, placed beside the footage from Hard Rock Stadium, reads less like a compliment and more like a structural diagnosis. She's got a smile that lights up a room. And she did it with a lot of grace and humility. What Annacone was identifying, the quality that changes the temperature of a space when a person enters it, is precisely the quality that makes a tournament feel different when she steps onto the court. Fans do not organize international travel, coordinate flag arrivals, and fill sections to capacity because a player has favorable breakpoint conversion numbers. They do it because they feel something when that player is present. Annacone identified the thing they feel. The empty chairs at Miami were what the grounds registered when that thing was no longer there. What the pattern signals, what Indian Wells and Miami together are signaling, carries real implications for every WTA event remaining on the 2026 calendar. The Philippine fanbase has now run a live, unplanned experiment across 2 consecutive major American hard court events, and the results are documented. A passionate, internationally mobile community attached to a single ascending player can functionally alter session attendance and grounds energy at premier tournaments. Not through ticket subsidies or promotional campaigns. Through genuine, deeply personal investment in one competitor's presence. The clay season is the next test. Stuttgart.
Madrid.
Roland Garros in late May. Each of those tournaments is about to encounter what the 2 American hard court events learned on their own timelines. An Eala entry in the draw does not simply mean a seeded competitor. It means a pre-sold atmospheric condition that no other current name on the WTA Tour consistently replicates at this scale. Whether the effect holds on European red clay, at a surface where the tactical demands shift and the physical conditions challenge differently, is the question that defines the next 4 months of this story. The answer will either extend the documented pattern to a third continent or reveal its limits for the first time. Either way, the observation is live. And it is scheduled. The confirmation 6-0, 6-2. For games taken across 2 sets against Machova. No answers on that Tuesday afternoon. A complete and efficient defeat, addressed without shortcuts. 48 hours later, the words, "I'll always have a special place in my heart for this tournament." The pact stands for the Lynette match. The flags on the railings. The documented before and after shift in grounds energy after March 24th. The identical sequence at Indian Wells 45 days earlier. Same tournament infrastructure, same outcome. And then, within 48 hours of 6-0, 6-2, that sentence written from a player to a city that sent her home with love instead of silence. That sequence does not describe a player who happened to win some matches. It describes a force that 2 premier tournaments encountered without fully anticipating and documented by absence as much as by presence. The Eala Effect is confirmed, not by a press release, not by an official attendance report, by the footage, the fan commentary, The Cebu daily news coverage, the YouTube documentation, and the social media post that a 20-year-old wrote to a city she clearly meant every word about. The fans who packed those Florida courts before any ranking justified the energy they brought were not early. They were correct. The empty chairs proved exactly what they had always understood about what she means in a stadium. Stuttgart is coming. Madrid is coming. Roland Garros is coming. The next chapter of this story is already scheduled.